Gentlemen, welcome to another league game for the Napoleon Total War. We have a multiplayer battle here at the Siberian Plateau. So we have the attacker. This is Otoga. He's command the army of Great Britain. So let's see what he brought us. He brought to us. He got two King German Legion light foot over there, 2 foot infantry behind them, a King German Legion foot behind them, a King German Legion light dragoons supporting his left flank, 1 light foot and 1 militia behind for his center, 2 foot infantry, 2 foot guards, a classic general staff, and here is his right flank, 1 light foot, 2 foot infantry, 1 King German Legion foot and 1 light dragoons. From the opposite side, playing as Portugal, we got Red Berry from the TsR clan. He's commanding the army of Portugal, and he brought 1 Cazadores here at his left, 1 foot infantry. He's gonna make a support line with 3 foot infantry units to collide to bind his center with his left flank. His center now is is gonna be by 3 Cazadores, 1 militia, 1 foot infantry, another 2 behind them, 2 Portuguese cavalry, 1 general. It's Gomes Freires de Altronde. I'm not sure how many stars he has. There is a foot infantry, 2, 3 here, and 1 Cazadores. So here at the beginning, there's gonna be a lot of light infantry fighting here in the forest in the middle, and I'm gonna skip that fight because we don't have many things to watch here. It's gonna be, yeah, you see the 3 light infantry here from the Portuguese army. They're shooting to the defensibles, and there's 1 light foot behind them, and they're gonna be engaged later. So I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna catch up with when the real action starts. Okay, what we've missed so far, we got defensibles routing from Great Britain, but that British light foot is still holding, and you can see the damage here that he made to those Cazadores. 65 men for that unit, 67 for that unit, and 81 for that unit. Now Great Britain took some reinforcement here in the center, and he's using all the light foot and the King German Legion light foot here to confront the superior Portuguese light infantry. Meanwhile, Red, he's going to send his militia here to give an aid to his light infantry units and give some more casualties here to the British light foot. So the bad thing here for the Portuguese light infantry is they're gonna run out of ammunition pretty soon, because they are fighting in the forest, and when you're fighting in the forest you need more ammunition than usual. And the advantage that the Cazadores has, I think now, is it's balanced by the tree. So we have a boost morale here from the British general, and there are 2 foot infantry behind them ready to engage the Portuguese lines. There's no action at the flanks. It's only a center game for the time being. There's no cavalry use. Both players has 2 cavalry at their armies, and they haven't used them for now.
All its ammunition, sir.
So after a long period of shooting each other here in the trees, we have 1 Cazadores routing. Now there are 2 versus 3, and this guy's gonna run out of ammunition pretty soon. Also, we have some light infantry engagement here, King German Legion versus the Cazadores, and the same thing over here. Though this Cazadores is winning the fight, you can see that the British light foot is dropping out of morale.
Our men are running,
But
sir.
the units here at the center, they're winning the fight. So we have some light infantry out of the game. 1-1 here, 48 men versus 70. But the Great Britain now is ready to commit the foot infantry versus these guys, and Red is going to respond to that move by sending one of his foot infantry here to deal with the upcoming British forces. But the guards, they are coming, and now they're ready to engage these guys. Also, both the generals, they are close to their men, and that will give them morale and will inspire them to fight better. So we've got a melee fight, the Cazadores versus the British Lightfoot. The Cazadores, they are better in melee and they got better morale than these guys. I think for light infantry they got the best morale in the game, of 7 I think. And you can clearly see that the militia and the Portuguese foot infantry, they are shooting to that British foot. So the guards now they're in place and probably they're going to tear apart that Portuguese foot infantry. But you can see here that he's making a small mistake.
Our men are running, sir.
He's putting his foot guards just behind his foot infantry, and if that guy, if Otoga, he will shoot that foot infantry, he will kill his own men. And yes, he's shooting. So this guy, that foot infantry, is going to suffer casualties from the rear shooting foot guards unit. So meanwhile, Red is advancing one of his foot infantry to meet that foot guards, while these guys, they will be busy fighting that foot infantry in the forest. You see, they gave them some nice.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
And you can clearly see how fast these guys are dropping. It's not because that Portuguese foot infantry is shooting like an old guard. It's because that foot guard is killing their own men. Meanwhile, Otoga is gathering forces here to its center, and the foot infantry, foot and foot, they are coming. But these guys, the front units, they are losing morale. They suffered many casualties here from this fight. But Otoga, he's doing something smart here. He's bypassing the fight with that Cazadore unit, and he's giving direct shots to that foot infantry in the rear. At the same time, Red, he's pushing a little bit his foot infantry here to meet that King German Legion Lightfoot. He went out of his shooting range at the last moment. But Red saw that was going on over there, and he pushed a little bit his foot infantry, and he gave some shots to that British Lightfoot. You see, these guys, they are losing morale, and also we got some foot guards, the foot guards which they are dealing with 2 units here. I think if I was Otoga, I would have skipped the fight with that 26 foot infantry.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
These guys, they can't really do a big deal of the damage, and I will concentrate all my firepower to that foot infantry over there. But the terrain maybe is not in favor. Yeah, it's not in favor. You can clearly see that the terrain here is a little bit tricky, and it provides a good cover for that foot infantry. That's why these guys, they are minimizing the losses versus that foot guard. So we got a second one foot guard here, trying to fight that infantry. I would have kept that foot guard for the end. I think it's always keep some units, the best of your units, for the end. And meanwhile, here that King German Legion foot is trying to take down that Portuguese infantry. I think now it's a good time to use the cav around here. At least try to force them into square, because that King German Legion foot is they have a very bad position. You see, their angle, it's not good. While these guys, they're in a straight line, a spaghetti line. They're maximizing all the firepower to that King German Legion foot, But Otoga, he's sending one of his remaining light foot here to help that unit to double team that foot infantry. Meanwhile, this guy suffered some casualties, probably from that foot infantry. And here is where Red, I can see that he's moving his general staff and one of his cavalry versus that upcoming British units. I'm not sure, but I think that King General Legion foot is out of ammunition and they are charging to that foot infantry. So we have one light foot out of the game. The King General, they are still shooting to these guys. They got to 69 men, but I think, I'm not thinking. Red, he's committing his center here to engage the British lines. They still got some foot guards around here, and so I think Red now he's compromising his center because the British center is much stronger than
One of our units has used all its
that
ammunition,
foot infantry. And that foot infantry, if they will get charged by the foot guards, I don't think that they will make it alive. And also, if that foot guard will come really close to that line, they will they're gonna kill them pretty easy. Oh, got some movement and fight. What's going on? We got the Portuguese cap. Probably he's going for that general. Yes, he's going for the general.
Our men are running, sir.
He's gonna form the British player. He's gonna form a square, but I don't think that he will be able to save his general. Yep, the British general is dead now, and that's really good for Portugal. Yep, he's dead, and the Portuguese army is still holding pretty good against the Great Britain forces. And I think now he's going to commit his flank. Now it's a good time to advance those two units. So he made the square at the last moment. The King General Legion Light Foot, not the Dragoons, sorry.
Our men are
They
running,
are
sir.
reaching. And now these guys are in deep trouble because they are in square formation, the cap is round, and that foot infantry is shooting at them. 76 men, but we have some action as well at the center. We have some light dragoons, got the foot guards which they are charging with that infantry. While the foot guards, they are winning the melee fight versus the Portuguese infantry. So I think that these light dragoons, they're going to charge to that Portuguese cavalry, or maybe this foot infantry, I'm not sure.
Our men are running, sir.
But Portugal is winning the fight over there. But it needs to reinforce the center, because the center it needs to be to hold for some moments, because the flank, the British flank, now is collapsing.
Our men are running, sir.
So the guards gained the chevron over there, two chevrons, and we have a melee fight here versus who? Oh, this is kind of brutal over here. So we got some reinforcements here for Portugal, but the British is doing the same, and there is one unit back there that they came back into the game. Meanwhile, here, Red, he's committing his flank versus that King Jamal Legion foot. These guys, they have a problem because the general is dead, and there is an effect to their morale. And also, there's gonna be a double team here to that King German foot, and he needs to take them out of there as soon as fast. Otherwise, he's gonna lose that unit. Meanwhile, here at the flank, he won the fight, and now that unit is advancing to meet their forces in the center. We have from
Our men are
Great
running,
Britain
sir.
has one foot infantry here, but there are two Portuguese units ready here, which they are shooting at them.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
So, ammunition issues for some units here. There is a bad use of that foot infantry. They tried to charge, but the charge wasn't made, and actually all the British forces now they are broken. Though I don't think that the remaining British foot infantry units that can hold the remaining Portuguese foot infantry units. They're gonna get surrounded, and they're gonna get killed. So
One of our units has used all its ammunition,
that
sir.
was the game, guys. Thank you all for watching. Good game to both players. Well done to Red for his victory.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.